The Outlander is finally over, and the first episode of Season 3 is just as wonderfully exhausting and draining as you would hope. Full disclosure, Book 3 is my favorite of the series, but I'm trying to come into this with an open mind while still hoping that they keep all the key elements. If the first episode is any indication, it's actually better than the book. At the end of Season 2, we saw Claire, older, with a grown Brianna, and we had some clues about Jamie, but it picks up right where it left off. Jamie's on the battlefield of Culloden Moor, and things have not gone well. He looks mostly dead and in need of one of those chocolate-covered pills from the Princess Bride. Unfortunately, they don't have any of those magic pills available, and he just lays there in agony. And he keeps flashing back to how bad things were during the battle, and we come to see Blackjack Randall. And this is one of those scenes that just sums up Jack Randall's whole relationship with Jamie. They see each other and they want to be at each other's throats. Blackjack Randall hates Jamie, but he loves him too. And at the end, Jamie finally does kill him, but he ends up cradling him right on his chest. Blackjack Randall might be dead, but he went out the way he wanted to in the arms of the one he loved. And I kind of hate that. He's not some misunderstood guy. Jamie also sees a rabbit, and you kind of feel like maybe that's Claire to him, and then Claire does come through his dream dressed in white. A much more angelic white outfit than the one I have on today. The wound he has in his thigh is pretty serious, but his friends come to save him, and the hope is reborn. And then the show flashes back to Claire and Frank, and this is what I like so much about this season already, the pacing. You don't want to stay too much in the horror that is Jamie's life, and you don't want to stay too much in the Claire and Frank situation, and so the going back and forth felt like just the right timing to me. Claire's life, while sad and full of grief, is not the same horror that Jamie's experiencing. No one's actively trying to kill her, she has a baby to expect that she made with Jamie, and she has Frank. And while she's not really in love with Frank like she was in love with Jamie, she doesn't hate Frank. And bonus, Frank is majorly in love with her. Claire is his Jamie. It makes me wonder if any men from the Randall family ever had someone return their ardent love. Claire's at her new home in Boston and adjusting as well as she can, and she looks out the window and she sees a bird. And just like Jamie saw the rabbit, you kind of feel like she's seeing his spirit somehow. While her biggest issue is not being able to get the stove to light, Jamie is bleeding to death in a shack with his friends. The British, of course, find them because they're sitting ducks, and they tell them that guess what? In an hour, they're going to shoot them all one by one. Jamie doesn't care. He's kind of hoping they do shoot him. Although, guess what? The British soldier is connected to the 16-year-old that he saved. So, no dice. Jamie's not going to be shot, although he's probably going to bleed to death because they're going to put him in a wagon and send him packing. Further proof that no good deed goes unpunished. He wanted to die because he lost Claire, but he's not going to get to because he was kind earlier. Frank and Claire are not happy because she just cannot warm up to him. She's giant pregnant, which I can totally understand makes you miserable, and at one point she gets really mad and throws an ashtray at Frank's head. I thought cigarettes were supposed to make you more calm. It seems to be having the opposite effect on this show. Jamie ends up back at home with his sister, and he looks up and sees her and is like, "Am I dead?" But no, he's alive. And you feel a little hope. And then we have some hope with Claire because she goes to the hospital to have her baby, and she and Frank tell each other that they love each other and they seem like they're going to make it work. Everything's going to be great. Until the nurse walks in and says the thing that people always say to people with red hair. "Oh, red hair! Where'd you get that?" And all of a sudden, there's a pall over the whole relationship and Brianna's birth. The episode leaves us hanging, which of course we want, because if everything was perfect, there would be no more episodes. And I'm ready for a whole lot of Outlander.